maybe you don't want to educate LGBTQ students, period. Because we come back like fighting like hell. We'll start a protest in 2 seconds. Have you seen a group of teenage lesbians?
You want to raise strong kids. You want to raise people with conviction, that have opinions, and by raising your children under LGBTQ history, it's not going to make them LGBTQ.
No, it's not. Scotland became the first country to require teaching LGBTQ history in schools. And all the teachers in Scotland now have access to a library of LGBTQ inclusive teaching materials. Is this a good idea, and why? Let's talk about it. I think yes, obviously. And not only that, it's good for kids to learn history, which is going to take a shift in mindset because teachers can't simply stand up and teach what they were taught. They have to actually have the resources to do that.
Besides, if you're going to teach history, then that is part of history. Mm-hmm. The LGBTQ heroes or characters have always been there. It's not like you're rewriting history or reinventing the wheel. Those are real stories. I just think that it's a great initiative because, you're raising children with a different perspective about LGBTQ people and who they are and what they've done and their accomplishments. And I was reading that it's super healthy what they're doing because they even have them like as coloring characters. Like you can color George Washington, but then you can also color, any LGBTQ hero that you can think about that right now, of course,
Baynard
I would blank
Rustin.
about. But
I'll try and help you. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? So I think it should definitely be added to all curriculums.
Well, the reason why it's also not on the top of your mind is because we haven't been taught our own history.
Exactly.
So I think it's just sort of that. So from our perspective, from like a queer kid's perspective, it's so important to feel validated by knowing that people like you have existed. It helps you learn how to aspire to different things that you didn't know were possible until you saw it. Mm-hmm. And there's actually a study done that when they do teach LGBTQ history in schools, 84% of LGBTQ children report having a better experience at school because that it was sort of normalized in a way that it is just what it is. And so that's a profound thing. And also, Enrique, a lot of times in the United States at least, what we're having teachers who actually could get fired for teaching LGBTQ content in different states. And then we have teachers who are afraid to touch it because there's no support in place, which is why the Equality Act is so important. Because the Equality Act is going to be something that protects teachers and gives them the backing of the law so that if they do teach LGBT history, they can't be sort of run out of town in terms of lose their job.
Dan, what happened with that? I haven't heard of the Equality Act in a hot minute.
I know, Enrique, you said that before, but here's what's going on with the Equality Act.
I want to remind people that that was a huge promise.
Yes, so that's true, Enrique. Biden did promise, and it got passed through the House, right? Yeah. We're waiting on the Senate to pass it, but here's the thing. We only control 50 seats in the Senate, and anytime we have anything less than 60 votes, the Republicans can filibuster it. Yeah. And so right now, we don't have enough Republicans that are on board with the Equality Act to help us there.
That's why we talk about it right here, so we can raise voices and just remind everybody that we're here and we need this happening.
Exactly, but I think that's what's really awesome about that is in 2024, we have a chance to flip a lot of Senate seats. We can't become disillusioned because we think that it's not moving fast enough. If we can switch more seats, then we can give the President Biden's administration more ammo to actually do the things we want to do. Because right now we are barely skating by the skin of our teeth. That's why no progress is being made.
Well,
what was the hot topic about? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like...
maybe you don't want to educate LGBTQ students, period. Because we come back like fighting like hell. We'll start a protest in 2 seconds. Have you seen a group of teenage lesbians?
You want to raise strong kids. You want to raise people with conviction, that have opinions, And by raising your children under LGBTQ history, it's not going to make them LGBTQ.
No, it's not.
That's kind of where I was at with it. I think also when you bring awareness to something, it's not as scary or foreign to people. I think that's a huge part of the issue. But I think even in this country, even with a lot of conservative states kind of trying to shut down history lessons on slavery, and even it's just so unusual. Because it's a part of our history and it's something that needs to be taught. And even when I was taught it in school, it was 2 seconds and then, oh, this happened, and then this happened, and then what's next? There's so much more to our stories that people, even in our community, are unaware of.